Hello, all you dots out there. We are back for another episode of Witch Girl Adventures. And not just any episode of Witch Girl Adventures. This, in fact, is the penultimate episode for this season. And I say this season because there will be other seasons. That's all I'm going to say. So plan for a second season. How that happens, when that happens, that's really up to all of you. So keep an eye out on social media, and if you are part of the Patreon supporters for the Dot Lot, you should know you have a lot of say in what happens next to these witches after this ends. So you should join the Discord. And more importantly, when you join the Discord, today we're showing off a few awesome things. Like we're doing a giant giveaway. If you hit me up on Twitter, the pinned post right now is a giant Witch Girls giveaway that we're doing. Nope, that's not right. It's not Twitter, it's social. Let's try that again. Is a giant giveaway we're doing. And more importantly, next week's final episode, we're going to be giving away some live stuff, including PDFs of the Witch Girl Adventure and Witch Girl Adventures and all kinds of stuff that has been made and gifted by this crew, including recipe cards, dice bags, stickers. We have, like, previews of all of that stuff, and specifically these stickers I'm going to drop in the Discord because, like, why not? So make sure that you're here, because we'll be doing live giveaways as well as the final announcement for the Giant Witch Girl bundle at the end of next episode. So, I don't know, get hyped. That's some serious awesomeness happening. And in more awesomeness, let me just put this out there. Malcolm and Witch Girl Adventures is currently running, thanks to tonight's penultimate episode, a sale right now on the core rulebook. The PDF is only $5, so I'm going to drop a link for you guys in chat. Go show some love to that. If you haven't bought it yet, this is literally the perfect time. So there you go. You should be able to click that and drop right on through to Drive Through RPG, where he is running that discounted sale for all of us. And I believe it only lasts for like tonight and through tomorrow, so like you have to actually like, get on it, not just because I'm telling you to, but like if you actually want it, you kind of have to do that. So all right, enough of me being bizarre. I hope that you hung around earlier and watched the private session that I had with Kika for the Patreon, and then we shared it kind of prior to this in a rebroadcast. Things happened. Lost memories were found. And we learned a lot about, one, the old Hex Scouts, the last Hex Scouts of, you know, this school in particular, and their, what's the word I'm looking for? Their gift of combat, as they in fact traveled to kind of the front line of World War II, where we witnessed them fighting part of the resistance, the remainder of Hitler's forces. And we witnessed all of this through Elizabeth's eyes, as she witnessed it through the eyes of Loretta's mother. It was an interesting series of events. There were also some things that Elizabeth learned, but those were only Elizabeth's to be had. And because Elizabeth is the moral, fantastic witch that she is, she shared those lost memories with Loretta, since they were her mother's. And instead of opening with intros tonight, I kind of want to go right into this. Because one, your Twitters are there, but two, we'll do an outro. But it's really interesting, Loretta, because as you sleep, as all of you sleep, you each dream. And tonight's dreams are vivid, troubled, weighted. They keep you between that place of REM sleep and being completely awake. You exist in between. You hear things. You feel things. And though you never wake, you toss and you turn. Loretta, you witness everything that happened. Everything that your mother went through. Her exile, the vote to wipe mundane memory. And it rushes through you during the night. But what actually comes to the forefront, the clearest of the memories, is one that actually belongs to you. It raises maybe something you've long forgotten. And as you sit there, you're young again, tiny. You sit Indian style on the floor of your mother's home, a make-believe home. And she reads from this giant book, red-backed. It has a single symbol on the front of it, and she reads with excitement and vigor. Now, the first witch was Lilith. And as far as anyone knows, she was simply born to mundane parents at the dawn of human civilization. Now Lilith was blessed with great powers, but because of these powers, her tribe banished her to the wilderness. So Lilith went into the wild, where she befriended the animals and the plants. She became their queen. Sometime later, humans found Lilith again. Though to Lilith a short time had passed, but in actuality, centuries has passed, and she was long forgotten. Among the new people who found her was a mighty warrior. Lilith and the warrior fell in love, and they had 4 children. She kind of peers over the books and she goes, "Do you know who those are, Loretta?"
How old is she at this point?
Oh, you might be 5 or 6. Might.
Echinacea,
She goes, "That's okay."
Did she have a friend, animal friend? My favorite friend is Mr. Whiskers.
She says, "She was friends with all animals, for she is Lilith, the first witch. But she had 4 children. They would become the mothers and the fathers of the great supernatural societies of the world. Now her 2 eldest daughters are named Isis and Mab."
Mad.
Mab.
Mab.
Good girl. Now each of their daughters were blessed with magical powers, like their mothers, as well as great wisdom. And she had only one son, Gilgamesh, a great warrior. He would become the father of the immortals. And then you're right, there was one more, the youngest child, Akanida. She was not only a witch, but also had powers, like her mother's, over the wild, shadows, and darkness in all things. She had an allergy to the sunshine. It burned her whenever it touched her skin. Unfortunately, she was not as kind as her siblings, and she sowed distrust between them, especially between Mab and Gilgamesh. And as centuries passed, her jealousy increased. And though her mother Lilith loved her, just like I love you, and she reaches out like boops you on the nose, Akanida was so jealous of her sisters, their beauty, and her brother's strength. So she built an army from those that she corrupted with her dark powers. For thousands of years, after she attacked and turned her siblings against one another, she ruled. She plunged our world into darkness. What remained of the witches and the immortals they hid, and knowing they could not defeat darkness alone, they called upon their mother. When Lilith returned to Earth, yes, Loretta?
Echinacea was really mean to her brothers and sisters, and she was jealous. But why didn't her brothers and sisters just tell her that she had beautiful things too?
Too bad you weren't her sister.
Okay.
And she says, "What do you think happened when her mother returned? To find what Echinacea had done."
Well, I imagine she probably put her in timeout.
She did a lot more than that. She was angry at what her daughter had done to the beautiful place we call the world.
She had to do the dishes all day?
Worse.
Mm-hmm.
Lilith, her mother, couldn't stand to punish her. She loved her too much, so she made her sisters do it.
That's not very nice.
Mab and Isis, they bound her in darkness, beyond space and time, where things are older than when Earth sleeps. And there's this shift that happens. The book comes down and she looks you dead in the eye, and your heart begins to race as if this is a part of the memory. This isn't right. Something's not right. And she looks you dead in the eye and she says, "But what is more than time and space? What exists outside of it, Loretta?" What exists outside of time and space, Loretta? What is beyond time and space? What is beyond time and space? And she begins to get kind of, her voice begins to raise as if getting excited but also tense.
Memory?
She stops and looks at you. All of those things. And more. And she slams the book shut, and when she does, Elizabeth, who has fallen asleep, like, writing, you knock a book accidentally off the table. All of you, like, sit forward. You can't help it. It was like a gunshot goes off in the room. The sun is not quite up.
What happened? What's wrong? I didn't do anything.
It wasn't me, I swear.
What was that?
A memory.
Elizabeth spins around in her chair and looks at Loretta. Beg your pardon.
What is it, Elizabeth?
Loretta.
Yes?
I met with my mentor last night and she did some weird memory time travel magic, and I'm sorry, but I transferred the memories of that to you last night without your consent, and I'm very sorry I didn't ask your consent first.
It's okay. I don't really know how to explain this. I don't know how you managed to get one of my memories, too.
What? I didn't get one of your memories.
I think you better watch something.
And Loretta puts her hand on the retro television and plays out everything.
Yeah.
The entire bit that was transferred to her. Everything that was just in her mind, like the additional memory of her mother teaching her the story, as well as what she just experienced right now.
So, all of you watch as if it is some kind of documentary on Mundane History Channel, as everything seems black and white, set in a much older time. The styles are different, but the school is the same. And you witness this kind of first-person view. And you don't actually get to see the person that you are until she passes by a glass, like, trophy case in the hallways of Willow Mist. And you watch as you teleport. You end up on the front lines. You watch witches die. But you also witness Aurora Mist, young Aurora Mist, the twins, and more importantly, you get to see Violet, Morrowind's mentor. The night she changed, the night she chose to listen to the corruptness of the Nazis and the witches that worked with them. The true highbenders. The day is saved. The portal that they were trying to open does not happen. And then there's this strange kind of click on the TV as if the channel changes. And it is a book being read to you from a different perspective. A little bit older, more worn version of the woman you saw in the glass case in Willow Mist.
Elizabeth points at the screen and says, I didn't see this one.
That's my mother, Belinda Maitrey.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is one
That's
of
me.
your own that's one of your own memories, not one that I gave you.
It was different this time.
And when she says that, you realize it kind of gets to the end. And she, again, it's almost like that zigzag happens in an old TV, and something breaks, and she, like, sits upright. And then she looks at her, and she gets very stern, and the entire situation changes. And you see her say, over and over again, what is beyond time and space? Tell me, Loretta, what is beyond time and space? And then black, and the TV goes out.
What is beyond time and space?
Does Elizabeth know the answer?
Let's see. You can roll a I mean, that's just kind of a general, like, intelligence-based check, right? So you can make a mind roll. Like, to see if you can put the riddle together or figure out what they mean.
Might I be able to add my rank in time and space to this roll?
Sure. I feel like that is a valid add.
Percy's definitely staring at Elizabeth, like, you clearly have to have the answer, right?
Yeah.
Raven says, it's love. No matter how far you go, no matter where you are, you always have it. Or you don't.
14.
I got a 14. Yes.
As you say that, Elizabeth, Raven's right. Loretta was right. Love is one thing that is outside time and space, beyond it. But it's difficult because so many things are beyond time and space. Is love a fragment of time? Simply existing?
Maybe we've been searching for Morwen in all the wrong ways. We keep on trying to, I guess, fight on these highbenders' battleground. That's what they were trying to do back then during the war. But
Elizabeth starts rambling, probably
can they really
interrupting
know?
you, and says, well, to understand what's beyond time and space, you need to first understand time and space itself. You see, time and space are connected along this axis, and they intersect in the middle.
Elizabeth,
And so one can follow
that
the
makes
other,
total
but
sense. But
to
hold on,
understand that, you need
Loretta,
to know what is off that.
what were you saying about fighting them on a different?
Well, as we saw the war, they fought directly against the highbenders, and one thing that doesn't really seem that the highbenders actually have is love. They just want power. And they are keeping her trapped in with their own power, but if anything that transcends time and space is our love for Morwen. Maybe our memory of her. Maybe we can bring her home.
That's how we find her.
Yeah.
Through our love?
Yeah,
I don't
you
really
have a connection with her through your magic. She reached out to you.
Yeah, you saw her multiple times. You're the one that saw the roses.
She's her sister.
She's been connected to you through your memory of her. She was seeking you out because of
Because memory is
because you never
technically
gave
beyond
up.
time and space as well. Because it's not tied to any one thing anymore.
Well, I mean,
And the code I made of her was my interpretation and memory of Morwen, and that found her. Or at least found something that found her.
Percy, roll also a mind check as you say these things are coming out of your mouth.
Okay. My 6. I guess +1 because
+1 because Raven's around. So it's 7. Okay, so it's a pretty average roll. I mean, cyberspace, some witches theorize, does not exist anywhere.
Right.
It isn't time or space. It exists outside of time and space.
Oh, you guys, we know she's being kept in cyberspace, like in the computer, but cyberspace isn't normal time and space either. It's outside time and space.
So are you saying we have to go back there again?
I mean...
Oh, it's so early.
Yeah, and then somewhere off you hear a Richard like...
well, we know I can use dimensional travel to get through inside time and space. Maybe I can open a portal directly to it.
Maybe if we use our memories of her as an anchor, as a link.
I don't know her.
But the 4 of us do.
But we do.
Yeah.
And you can read memories, right?
I mean, I guess if I have consent and you focus really hard.
Raven holds her hand out. Says, you can You can go through my memories of her.
Okay, but you have to focus on the memories of her.
Okay.
Oh. What memory are you focusing on?
She is focusing on the adventure of the Bumbleberry
Cute.
Ball.
All right. Go ahead and give that a go. Let's see. Let's do. How do I want to do this? I mean, it's your memory, so you'll remember it. That's not the issue. But let's get whatever. What are you exactly trying to do here, Elizabeth?
I'm trying to read her mind with mentalism.
Okay, well, you can definitely do that. So just make the mentalism roll then, and let's see how much of the memory itself transfers.
Yeah, Elizabeth puts her left hand on Raven's and sort of just circles her wand over both their hands, and little sparkles fall out. And yeah, magic.
Magic die, plus your casting.
Plus the Jinx bonus. Plus, I used some blue dollars to get the Zap Happy trait to give me +1 to spells not in combat.
Okay.
Ooh.
So, plus my wand. So that would be plus 7.
Plus 7.
Plus my ranks in mentalism, right?
Correct, yeah.
Casting plus rank. Yeah.
Casting plus rank.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's plus 10.
Damn.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, yeah. You suck it right out of her as if you were there. You can feel your heart rate begin to speed up because when you take something that has so much love.
Well, I was hoping to just copy it
Or what are you copying it to something?
to me. I'm not like
To your mind?
Yeah, I'm not stealing the memory.
Yes, but a memory holds a deeper place than just a piece of data. So when you bring it over, you still feel things. It now belongs to you as much as it belongs to Raven. You do copy it, but you take that. And it means something. And you watch as they have a sticky bun. You would probably know that there are certain sticky buns in the witch worlds, being who Elizabeth is. Well learned, to say the least. That there are some sticky buns that we don't talk about, and you definitely don't ask for. And they had one specially made and brought back to campus. This is the memory that's shared with you, and Morrowind is there. It's as if you know her to some degree now. Very personal, very beautiful, but also very dark. And she's much older than 16.
You're not supposed to have those kinds of sticky buns.
Yeah, we learned that after the fact.
Yeah, I know.
It was bad. We almost got in a lot of trouble.
I learned my lesson, though. I think that's why they assigned you to us, then.
Probably.
You can rightfully assume that is probably very true, Elizabeth.
Miss Wilhelmus weren't dead, if that makes you feel any better.
Okay. So,
Just don't
We
do it
know-
again.
oh yeah, that's not a
I
problem.
think we're done with sticky buns for a very long time in this group.
We stick with cookies now.
Really depressing because I loved cinnamon rolls.
I like cakes now.
We've all converted to different baked goods after
Like
the
all
incident.
baked goods have the potential for evil. You must be individually careful, cake by cake.
Please don't make
evil,
me just
evil.
trust cake. Okay.
What about parfait? Everybody loves parfait, right?
Parfait's okay.
All right.
Her face
Oh,
is
good. Parfait's morally acceptable.
So long as you don't put, like, bad fruit in it.
And there are some bad fruits out there. Bumbleberry? That's a bad fruit.
That's it, bad.
Bad fruit.
It's not the baked goods themselves, it's the stuff you put in them.
It's
Sort of
specifically
like
the
people.
bumbleberry bun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sort of like people.
Jess,
Okay.
do me a favor. Do you have a special sense check for being, for finding Otherkin?
I know. I think it's just the fact that I know that they are Otherkin.
That when you meet them, okay, there's definitely a sense check here. I'm still gonna have you make one because you guys are just kind of laughing it up. You're trying to lighten the mood after such extreme memories and visions and sharing them. And as you guys giggle and talk about cake, it's like, oh, I love cake, no bumbleberries, bah. Let me get a what do I want you to roll for this? Because it is very specific to Otherkin. Yeah, just roll a sense. Roll your sense die, and I'm gonna make this a much easier check because you're Otherkin. Or at least half.
Okay.
Yeah, so go ahead and just make a flat sense check. Alright.
Come on.
And you get the 1. Okay. You guys are kind of laughing and giggling, and out of the corner of your eye, you watch a kind of shadow pass under the door. It's really early. The sun has just come up. Most of the girls aren't even up at this time. But more importantly, there's a werewolf here.
You see, like, Jess has just been kind of, like... It's way too early, so, like, while you guys are always talking, like, she just, like, put her hand behind her head, just is laying on her bed, like, thinking about it. Then you see her, like, just sit up. It's like, shoot, someone's here. There's another werewolf here.
What do you mean there's a werewolf here?
Where?
Just stay right there. And she's gonna just sneakily, like, open the door and just look out there.
Okay, you kind of open the door and peer around. There is not a soul in this hallway. It's dead quiet.
Percy definitely got off her bed and is like right behind her.
But the smell lingers. Dogs actually see their sense of smell oftentimes, like, can follow the trail, and it's like that. It's like somebody's left this aroma in the air, the way that perfume may trail.
Okay, they're gone, but I can still smell them. They're still around here.
Elizabeth's from the back, like, not being able to get to the doorway because of the people in the way. Are we gonna follow them?
You stay here. I'll follow them.
Do you want me to cast any spells on you to make you bigger and stronger or faster?
No, I think I can take care of it. I can at least get away if it's bad, but don't follow me.
But
This
if
is bad. This might be really bad.
I can help.
I don't think splitting up is the best way to go.
Should stay here.
We can all go if we're together.
I don't think there's supposed to be another I don't think this person's supposed to be around here. I would have definitely heard there's another werewolf.
You guys are standing in your pajamas in this doorway, like, I don't know, do we follow? I don't know. What do you want to do? I love it.
We should go. We should go.
If you want to go, follow me. Just be careful.
No, we're coming with you.
Okay. This is gonna require some kind. Are you guys wanting to go silently? I'm guessing, like, sneak.
Yeah.
We're gonna be so bad at this.
I'm gonna need a
grab
sneak.
my wand and my broom real quick before I head out the door.
Percy doesn't have a cell phone right now.
No, you got one from...
Oh, did I get it at the end of last time?
It was to be delivered.
It was to be delivered. Percy doesn't have a cell phone.
It's not there yet.
Gosh.
I have a negative to cast it right now. That's fine.
She just, like...
Percy feels so naked.
Yeah. Jess just looks super serious at everybody. It's like, we find them. Don't
What if I
engage
stop
them.
time
Just
so
blow
we
the
can't
whistle.
get away?
Blow the whistle before we do anything.
Okay.
But can I cast stop time so they can't get away?
Oh, yes. Do it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I guess. Time stop. So it stops time
All right.
for everything, but we are free from it.
All right. Let's get the roll for that to see if you manage to get all of you. That's the real question. I think you
I
can
do
get.
have a 5 in time and space.
That's pretty good. I'd say you probably. Well, that's 5 people. Yeah. Okay. I'd say 1 point per person, but you still gotta make the roll. Yeah, sneak check. That's just in D&D. Yeah, I know. Get out of my head, Kels.
I mean, we can still try to be sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
We're just
It
not
wouldn't-
very
It
good.
wouldn't hurt. Yeah.
I mean, have you ever seen a 16-year-old try to be sneaky?
Oh, yeah. We're gonna be terrible at this.
It's mine. 16.
All right. That's
Nice.
pretty doggone good. Yeah. time stops. It's hard to see because it's already so quiet here, but what lets you know is there's a large beam of light that's coming through an exterior window from the rising sun. It's very warm, and it cuts across the dark hallway, and the little specks, like in it, begin to and they slow to a stop. I apologize for my internet. I don't know what is going on.
Vex flies over onto Elizabeth's head, holding probably someone's ring in his mouth. We have no idea where the ring came from, but he has it.
Okay, Jess, you lead the way.
Okay, just be ready, just in case.
Okay, Percy pulls out her whistle.
This is really cool. And Raven looks over at Elizabeth. Is this what it feels like? Hey, that's my ring! And she tries to take it back from the bird.
Vex tries to keep it away from you.
She probably snatches at it, but gives up quickly because she knows the bird could probably beat her up.
Eventually, the bird just cocks his head at you and then just drops the ring into your hands.
Oh, thank you.
Car.
Cute.
She puts it back on her finger.
Okay, let's go.
Perfect. Percy has her whistle out and is following Jess.
Yeah, you guys sneak down the hallway in your pajamas, and you round the corner. You follow your nose, Jess, and as you follow, you realize this thing has gotten a head start.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is, you cannot see, but as you follow it, it goes downstairs, out the front door. You guys keep moving. Time is still stopped. It's early. It's still just break of morning. And it looks like the trail leads off into the woods.
We're outside now, so now we can use brooms.
Correct.
Oh, do we have to?
Yes,
Elizabeth
use your brooms.
pulls her training broom out of her bag.
Yep.
That's gonna be your best option to get out. You can't outrun them.
Loretta also grabs her training room out of her bag because she's terrible with anything else.
If you're up high, at least you'll be safe.
Raven attempts to hop on her broom as she's walking quickly.
Okay.
Percy's really reluctant about it. You can see she's she gets her broom and is slowly getting on. She's just like, why do we have to do brooms?
Come on.
Okay, I'm coming.
Careful.
She's really bad at this.
Okay.
She's not about air.
Jess is doing that thing where she runs, and then just jumps on it and just bolts off.
All right.
She kind of wants to see this werewolf before any of the other girls get there.
Who has... I know that Jess has a lot of points in ride.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not even going to question you being able to jump on. Who has low, if none, points in broom riding?
Percy.
I've got 1 point.
Oh, no.
All right. I'm going to have one. Okay. Everybody pretty much else, if you have 2 points in riding or less, go ahead and just make me a check, because you got to get off the ground at least.
Gosh.
That's body.
Everybody
It is
has
body.
a +1.
Everybody has a +1. It's body +1 plus broom riding if you have it.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 6.
Hey.
Oh, that's a critical success. Oh.
Okay,
I need
dice
to
roll.
remind you that since we are time stopped and not contesting anyone who's also in time stop, we all get +5.
That's true.
Oh.
That's right, because everything works
Oh.
differently. Okay.
Okay, so that's +5 to...
Okay, great. So, it takes Raven a second. And it takes Elizabeth a second, but Elizabeth is also attempting to hold a spell in place, basically, and sustain to some degree. This time stop, but it takes you guys a second. Jess hops on. Percy, maybe it's your need and want, your love for Raven, that drives you, who knows. And even more importantly, Loretta, you hop on yours. But it is Raven and Elizabeth that struggle a little bit, and you guys trail behind. Though you do get on your broom. I mean, a +5 basically gives you a yes advantage to almost everything. And as you guys trek out and into the woods, you come across you kind of follow the trail, and it goes deep. You walk for about 5 or 10 minutes through the dense forest. Jess, you see a footprint. How this creature moved as fast as it did, you're not 100% sure. Werewolves are fast, but they don't like you guys stop time within 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Or a minute and a half of it. And you come to, I wouldn't even call it a clearing, but really just this small kind of area that lacks a couple trees, still densely packed, and there stand three werewolves. One of them is in mid-run as if it just arrived to them. They seem frozen.
Do they smell familiar? Have I ever been in the presence of these werewolves before?
Probably not. These look like elders. One of them for sure because they're graying at the tips of the tail and the paws, so they seem to be an older wolf. The other two look to be very fit and are at the peak of what would be considered the werewolf-like lifespan.
Okay.
They're very muscular, well-kept, potentially pack leaders of some kind, though you're unsure.
Yeah. Yeah, Jess is putting on her best game face at this point because she's barely seen werewolves other than her father and some of her extended family. But this might be bad.
Yes, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, what is it?
If you want, I could make you older.
That's not gonna help me.
No, you'll be bigger and stronger, and you maybe might be more imposing. I don't know.
Elizabeth, these are full werewolves. I'm a half werewolf. That's not going to change.
But I don't know. It might help.
Okay, do it.
I cast Age on Jess to make her 25.
No.
You watch as Jess begins to age before your eyes. Now, you're only half Otherkin, so obviously you don't take on kind of the full set. But Jess ages before you. Jess, what do you look like when you're 25?
Actually, I think Jess just looks a little bit I think she's around 5'7", 5'8", so she just just looks a little bit older, a little bit filled out and stuff like that. But she's around the same height, so it's she's older than Elizabeth, so it's not hugely different.
Right. And remember, you're also part witch, right? Mm-hmm. So there's you age a little bit slower, but you guys watch she fills out, broader shoulders, definitely I would think muscular in tone.
Yeah.
Just the werewolf gene itself makes you a little bit more muscular. It's older Jess. Do you unstop time?
And I'll look at everybody and it's you need to be up there.
Wait, what are we doing?
Up there now.
Talk to them?
We're hiding, right?
You're hiding and you're being where they can't get you.
Yeah, and we should probably
Good idea.
We should probably stay relatively up where there might be some wind so they don't catch our scent.
They'll know you're here.
How high can werewolves jump?
Pretty high. Be as high as you can be
Depends
without
on the
here.
werewolf, but yeah.
These are old werewolves.
And they can probably climb these trees.
Yes.
Too, so,
If I can climb these trees, they can definitely climb these trees.
Do you want Prince Vex to go with you as backup?
Okay. I know Prince Vex can get away.
Yeah, Prince Vex flies over and lands on your shoulder. And just, caw.
Yeah, Jess, before, Elizabeth, takes off the spell, she's still gonna have her broom with her, because she can fly faster than she can run, even at, pushing herself.
Loretta is going to fly up higher, like instructed, but then she's going to cast Scry to down where the wolves are, so she can have basically have everyone listen and watch it up in the air through the combat.
Okay, just roll the casting for that then. Just roll to see how powerful it is, and is it like a static walkie-talkie, or are you clear as a clear as Bluetooth speaker? Let's find out.
I mean, I imagine it probably sounds a bit like just for aesthetics only, a little bit like one of those retro radios.
Yeah.
Or even the voices, even though they're not speaking in a transatlantic accent, they're still speaking in a transatlantic accent.
Today on Witches Broadcast.
Just because I think that'd be funny.
Yep. All right, so let's get that roll.
So, okay, so that's
Raven's also going to cast shield on Jess before she flies up.
Okay.
Just take care, Jess. Okay, just
Oh.
Yeah.
You too.
So, is that a +1 because Raven's nearby?
Yep.
Correct. And then we'll get
So-
Raven's roll to put the shield on Jess.
So, I'm just casting that's about 10.
Actually, Jess, are you
Okay.
fighting the roll? Okay, great.
No.
Okay, if you're not, then it will work. The shield spell, I think, is one of those that doesn't require it unless somebody's acting against it. Now, for the 13, that definitely works. Something kind of glows and then simmers into the leaves on the ground underneath and kind of central to the 3 werewolves. And you guys fly up in the air. Is that the plan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've got the whistle ready.
The shield.
Yell if you need the whistle.
Okay. The shield does what?
It has 12 life points.
Oh, nice. Okay. So basically, it's kind of like, that's like temporary hit points, basically. They'll go first, Jess, if they attack you for any reason, before they start taking out on your actual other life points.
Okay, so one other thing that I don't think I've had for the Otherkin is I'm going to use this age up thing that Elizabeth did to me to basically showcase the Otherkin ability. You can
your Otherkin side. Yeah, okay, yeah.
So that gives you extra points in movement and reflexes and stuff.
Yeah.
So
okay, yeah, you guys watch as Jess grows a little bit of extra hair. I mean, she is technically a female werewolf, but it's the shape of the joints and the bones. They kind of crunch as she shifts a little bit. Not monster-esque by any means, but everything's a little different. She seems a bit more animalistic, I guess you could say. Ears seem more defined, facial structure a little bit more defined, teeth ever forward. And you guys into the air, staring down kind of between these trees on this very small, probably 10 foot by 10 foot space with no trees in it. And I will wait for Elizabeth's cue.
she'll nod at her.
Oh, okay. Wait, before I can also link our minds so we can telepathically communicate, all of us, if anyone wants.
Idea. If you drop that, drop this and do that.
I will do it and then drop this. Or maybe I'll just have it happen at the same time.
Yeah, you pretty much will have to cast at the same time, but yeah.
Okay.
We'll give
I'll
it
do
a
at the same time.
clean release and cast.
Mind link.
And it kind of connects all of you together. You feel it. It's almost like you tap in some way. And you guys can, I guess, telepathically speak with your minds. Time.
Test 1 2 1 2.
Do you feel emotions through that, or do you just hear thoughts?
I would just think you'd hear internal monologue, basically.
Yeah,
you'd
Jess
hear it
is
to the
scared. She's trying not to show it, but she is scared.
We're here. We're here with you, Jess.
Mm-hmm.
You got this.
The time drops. The werewolf in front of you that was running comes to this halting, roadrunner, stop. As if they were moving very fast and arrived at their destination just as Elizabeth stopped time. And the 3 werewolves, the 2 that are facing Jess, see her. They snarl and growl in this deep voice, specifically the older one. Their eyes narrow, and the wolf that ran in, the werewolf that ran in, turns the way a kind of feral dog might, and looks at you, and it sniffs the air. And in a raspy voice, a female says, "You're older than I thought you'd be."
What are you doing here?
They begin to encircle Jess, kind of in a very predatory type way. They begin to walk around her on all fours, and they say, "We're not here to hurt you."
Prince Vex caws angrily at them.
One of them looks up, noting it. The alpha...
Prince Vex is on Jess's shoulder.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, noting the extra bird. The eldest, probably the pack leader, speaks next. A male, and very broad of shoulder. He speaks with a little bit more wisdom in his voice, age. And he says, "We do not come to hurt you. We came to warn you."
About what? Why have you come here?
The other two seem nervous. You could smell it on them. As if what they have to say is not good no matter who they give it to or how. The older one kind of halts the trail around you. "So you keep a pack with witches?"
Yes.
Must
I'm
be
half witch.
smelly. They reek of old plants and potions.
I know.
Half witch.
Yes.
There are not many of us that practice the art of magic. It is frowned upon. But we have news. Jess. News that could affect us all.
News from who? What is it?
One of them looks to the ground as if not to make eye contact. The pack leader stands finally on two legs, and as he stands, he's huge. He's so tall. He's got to be 8 feet, head to feet. And he walks over to you, uncomfortably so, as if to show a sign of dominance. Mm-hmm. And he leans over with his snout, almost touching yours, and he says, "Highbenders. They have snuck into the Coven of 13. They have infected it."
One of the 13 is Highbender? Or few of them? Is that what you're saying?
We simply say that the governmental society of the witches is not safe. They would not believe it from our mouths, but they will believe you. Witch. You can speak to them and tell the truth. You must find the Gorgon. You and your sisters.
Find the what? Oh, out of character.
Yeah, he said the Gorgon.
The Gorgon. Okay.
And he looks up to the sky where your sisters hover. And he says, "And they have to go with you." We have done our duty. We owe the witches nothing. It is not for them. It's for all of us. You were not around, young one, no matter how old you may look, the last time darkness fell on this place. Not even the werewolves slept well at night. The Dark Witch cannot rise. Her vampire forces, they awake. They plant rituals and whisper in the night. They have penetrated the Coven of 13. And only the Gorgon holds the key.
Loretta kind of speaks in Sean's way. Where can we find... Can you ask if they know where the Gorgon is?
Where's the Gorgon?
We do not know. This is not our secret to keep. For it is your Lilith who gave her children permission to lock Akanida away. It is the Gorgons that Akanida cursed. And they are the keeper of her keep. Our Lord knows nothing. Looks like you have to be a witch a little longer.
Thank you.
Do not thank me. Words mean nothing. Otherkin live by action. If you ever change your mind, Jess, full moon, all you have to do is howl. And we'll take you away from these witches and their smelly smells. The other two werewolves, you guys see them, the younger ones look up at you, the two females. Look up to your sisters in the sky, and they let out this just like, it echoes, it bounces through the trees, just you can feel the energy as the two of them ring up together. Goodbye,
Those
Jess.
awkwardly waves.
You hear in your head, how rude. We don't think.
Percy kind of like bars her teeth at them and like growls back. Like, don't you try to threaten my friend.
I think Jess, you could like, don't do that.
Your friends show sign of dominance.
Smelly smell.
She doesn't know what she does.
Most witches don't. For another day. Sleep well, Jess. And you realize two of them have already started to like kind of dissipate into the woods. Just their eyes glow in the light morning as the sun has crept up completely above the horizon now. Those of you in the sky can see it. And the last one turns and begins to run and dashes at an incredible speed.
Okay. You just see just close your eyes and just like exhale, just like.
So, we need to find the Gorgon.
Yeah, she makes a gesture. You can come down.
But the second they left, Percy was already down on the ground.
You guys are like, I imagine you guys were like, oh my god, Jess. And you guys like dive bomb her almost.
Yeah, she's just.
Yeah.
Vex is trying to calm Jess down by giving her like little neck scritches.
Percy instantly dove, sort of dropped her broom and walked over and like grabbed Jess to like hug her to make sure she was
Yeah, she's a little shaky. Like she doesn't have that much contact with other werewolves, so it's just really scary for her. So yeah, she could be hugging. Just kind of like she's
okay. It's okay.
Are we gonna group hug? Is this a group hug situation?
Yeah, this is a group hug situation.
Okay. Okay.
You guys group hug and you stay in it for just the tenderest, like, best friend tech scout moment. And off, just behind you, Jess, you hear, and an ever familiar voice, oh my gosh, I came to get you guys and you weren't in your room and I got so worried. You can't do that, says Ashley.
Well, obviously we can because we just did.
They were in the dorm room.
It's okay, we had an adult with us.
Who was in your dorm room?
The
Werewolves.
Here, Jess, you're probably hungry. And,
Jess, that's not Jess. And she kind of looks at you like, whoa, I've never seen this 25-year-old half Otherkin before.
But I thought you knew how all of us are gonna look our entire lives.
She doesn't look like that!
She
Oh yeah, she's kind of like she'll kind of like shift back to like her usual like semi Otherkin like looking like how she normally looks. So.
Oh,
Loretta conjures up a plate of waffles for her.
She always seems to be munching like a scone or something. She brought coffee for all of you, but she spilled it on herself in the rush to get here. It's kind of like sloshing everywhere.
Reverse time on just the coffee to unspill it.
Yeah, it like rhythms right out of her her shirt and back into the cup, basically. And she's like, you guys had me so worried.
I mean, we're worried too, so.
We're sorry.
Worried? Why did you come all the way out here?
We were meeting with the werewolves.
I need to know
What?
what they were doing here.
She like screeches, I'm sorry, you said...
Yes.
That's a funny
3.
joke, Elizabeth. I didn't think you were
No.
capable of that. There are no werewolves on Willow Miss.
There were 3.
Yeah.
It's okay, I know how to fight werewolves if they decide to attack.
We don't fight werewolves. Witches don't fight werewolves.
Well,
Yeah, we don't.
well, we
because
didn't
they're
fight them.
Gorgons.
Just talk to them. It's fine.
Yeah.
Talk to them.
I mean, she's
Yeah,
not werewolf.
They came here to deliver a message to us.
They were friendly werewolves.
Well,
As much as
They weren't hostile, at least.
I mean, they were.
Of course they weren't hostile. They know that they'd get in a lot of trouble if they were hostile, but they're not supposed to be here.
I mean, there were more stairwolves than werewolves. I mean,
What is a stairwolf?
I
Is
mean,
that
they
something
were
I should be worried
probably.
about?
I mean, they were just visiting Jess. It's okay to visit.
Visiting? Jess? But I thought you... But I
well,
thought
she is part werewolf.
Oh,
mean,
yes,
that
I...
makes sense that,
Oh.
she was by her family.
And we're out here.
They
not
weren't part of your
on
family,
campus.
were they?
Okay, right?
no, I've never seen
Oh,
them.
well, I didn't do anything by that.
She
Maybe
manifested
they-
a paper bag, and it's like...
Maybe they're just distant relatives.
Raven starts kind of patting on her back. It's okay. We're obviously alive.
And pray tell, what did the werewolves talk about?
The Gorgon.
The there's
Gorgon.
a kind of Gorgon that the Council of 13 has been infiltrated by Highbenders.
Ashley begins to sweat and passes out. Thud. Just hits the ground.
Oh dear.
Oh, okay.
Like Loretta just gets down on her knees and just conjures up a thing of smelling salts and just kind of holds it under her nose.
She's gonna get that. Can you conjure us some water for her? She's gonna need some water.
Oh, I can do that too.
Okay, good.
And she just kind of spills the water over her head.
Oh, no.
And she goes,
That's what you wanted, right?
Oh,
oh
no.
my god. Oh my god, I had this horrible
Okay,
dream that you came to visit werewolves in the woods, and they told you to go see a Gorgon!
That's what they said, Ashley.
That's not a
Please
dream.
stop panicking. We need everybody to be calm.
She was
Yeah, Jess is really shooken up right now, Ashley. I'm gonna need you to pull it together for her.
her like bottom lip quivers as she
We're
clearly
actually-
holds in like tears.
You are our fairy godmother, so you need to be calm for us, please.
I thought fairy godmothers are gonna be like, oh, can I have a pretty dress? I'd
I
like to go to the ball, please.
We're safe. We're safe. It's okay.
to the
They
ball.
weren't. They didn't mean us any harm. It was misunderstanding.
Well, we have to go. We have to tell Aurora Mist that there were werewolves on her property.
I mean, there's more important things we need to tell Aurora Mist.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like what?
like what the werewolves told us. Well, told Jess.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, we could tell her both.
They knew,
I mean,
they
for
knew we were here. I don't know.
I mean, they knew we were here, so basically they told us,
Yes.
all of us.
They did it as a courtesy to me. So.
Raven conjures a cookie and a tissue and hands it.
She has waffles, cookies. She's passed the coffee out. She's double fisting. Got waffles and cookies. And she's like eating vigorously. And she's like, okay. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Let's go.
And Ashley, if you really wanted to conjure up a pretty dress and send us to the ball, we can always do that later. There's always the Yule Ball. Later.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, what's up?
I'm just wondering out of character. Elizabeth went to Chiron Academy where they train immortals to like fight monsters and stuff. Would she know anything about the Gorgon?
You could definitely roll for that, to see how much you know. I'd say you definitely know something. These are not, like, hidden creatures to the supernatural world, but they are ancient creatures. They've been around since the literal dawning of time. The Gorgon is whispered in mythologies that are ancient. So let's do a mind roll. If you have some kind of history, you could add history.
I have mythology.
I have basics. I also have cryptozoology.
I take cryptozoology, and then if you want to make a mythology roll, Percy, you're welcome to.
Yeah.
I will give you guys some information on the Gorgon.
Nice.
We're gonna find it. So I'll make sure I give
That's
you
a
the right
6 for Percy's mythology.
6 for Percy's mythology. And do you add +1?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, and then let's get Elizabeth's mind roll. Nice.
13.
Alright, so I'm gonna give you guys different information because you rolled cryptozoology and you rolled a mythology. So from a mythological standpoint, there is... Percy, you know about mythology that because the supernatural realm has been wiped from mundane mind, that there is this shadow, this remnant of truth. Mundanes cope with that by making up tales. They tell stories of Gilgamesh and these things that are fantastical and live in a fairy tale realm for them. You know, in actuality, they are true. And the Gorgons, of course, Medusa the most well-known is, of course, a Gorgon. One of many. And she had multiple sisters. Said to turn people to stone. But the Gorgon aren't necessarily bad. They're sisters to the Titans in kind of the mythological story realm. Usually protectors or keepers of something that is very important. Elizabeth. From a cryptozoology standpoint, you know a few things. Obviously, they're well known for their snake hair. There's no question about that. Gorgon are still witches. They're cursed witches. So the story tying it to the Titans and the Greek gods is pretty much 100% made up. But the truth of the matter is that they can turn things to stone, and more importantly, that they live in their own kind of mystical society as outcasts. They have to wear polarized lens and contacts to maintain control of the purification powers that they have, or the petrification powers, I'm sorry. Turning someone into a Gorgon is 100% strictly prohibited by the WWC. They have an extreme, like, on a scale of 1 to 5, they're considered a 5. Just because if you accidentally turn someone, they now gain extreme power. If reversed on them, their purification gaze will kind of turn around. Most importantly, they were the witches that battled Aconida. Because of this, when she reigned supreme, before Lilith walked and punished her, they were cursed by Aconida. Other than that, that's kind of the big thing, is that usually coral snakes, black and red coral snakes, but most importantly that they hate Aconida as much as all of us, no matter how evil or good one might be, because it is her that cursed them to walk this existence this way. There are few known Gorgons in existence.
Which ones are known?
Most of them, their names have been lost, but do I want to give this to you or not? Yeah, this one's not quite... You'd have to make a different roll for this. Anybody wants to roll for witch history, Aconida history in particular, you guys are also welcome to start doing, like, library research if you guys wanted to go to the library and actually find books to help you, because these are going to be some really high rolls.
We could go to the library at Chiron Academy. They probably have the information there.
If you can get them there.
We should do that.
Should we tell Miss Willow Mist first?
Ashley goes, just...
Ashley, can you tell Miss Willow Mist for us?
Yes, I'll tell Aurora. Just
Thank you.
Just
and
go.
Elizabeth gives her a hug.
Oh, we should probably put real clothes on before. Like, I don't think we should show up in our pajamas.
Ashley snaps her fingers. She goes, at least I'm good for something.
Ashley, you're
You guys are like all shiny. You're wearing your super awesome vest. She's like, I've been working on that one for a long time. At least I finally get to use it.
It was really good.
All of y'all's laundry appears in her hands.
When the next dance comes around, can you help me with that?
Oh, you mean dresses? Yes.
I also need to learn how to dance.
Oh.
We can teach you.
We can. Ashley looks really nervous about that. I will get right on that. I promise you by the time the Yule Cotillion rolls around, you will be able to foxtrot better than anybody, Elizabeth.
Can you teach me that as well?
We'll foxtrot our way to the top of the class.
Because I just leave bags of clothes in the forest every once in a while.
Don't tell Ashley all your secrets.
And so she has basically all the clothes you guys were wearing in her hands. She goes, okay, fine, and she kind of like fuddles with it. She almost drops something, she catches it, and then she says, I have to go put these in your room and tell Aurora. Just come, just promise.
I cast levitate on the clothes so that she can just sort of like carry them with one hand.
Ha, 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 ha. She kind of like bundles them up like a rubber band ball kind of a thing, really tight. It's really nice. And she's like, thank you.
You can finish drinking your coffee with your other hand.
Oh, yeah. And she goes to sip it, and the lid falls off, and all the coffee pours out. And she goes, it's gonna be one of those days.
Her first time on the coffee again.
You were first time on the coffee. It comes back. She takes a deep breath and goes, this is why I'm a witch. And she snaps again, and her and everything, like, teleport. She's trying so hard to, like, walk it back, and it just wasn't working for her. And the 5 of you are left standing in this clearing. The last few of the bugs kind of creak and chirp as the sun is definitely completely crest the horizon. The first school bell rings. You hear it off in the distance.
Okay, we
I guess we're skipping class?
Skipping class.
Do that a lot, don't we?
This seems more I think they'll I think our miss may understand.
I feel like we've skipped class more than we've been to class so far this year.
I have notes.
And actually to take notes?
We're stopping an apocalypse, you guys.
Right
Class-
now,
Yeah, we can't.
you're supposed to be at necromancy and curses.
Oh no.
I can cast see near past or see far past, so maybe
Yes, that's good. I was just gonna
So,
say, I
we
don't
can
think.
keep up with our studies, maybe.
Yeah. I'm not good at curses and necromancy because they don't work on me, so I don't really have any basis to practice on because they just sort of like crumble.
Yeah. If it
How
wasn't,
about we stop an apocalypse and then we can
Yeah.
go.
yeah, 'cause it seemed pretty important that the werewolves came all the way and trespassed here to give me that message.
Oh, we'll just get a note from the professors at Chiron Academy. I'm sure that would work.
I'm sure.
Oh, yes, a teacher's note is always a good thing.
We're
Okay.
exchange students for the day.
Perfect.
Okay. I think we should get there midday because it's a different time zone, but we'll see. And then I want to teleport us out, like, right outside in the courtyard.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Elizabeth, is this going to be a problem? Or...
I can end it. if
Oh,
you
no,
want.
as far as... No, she looks like half werewolf. Should she be, like, human Jess?
Would it be a problem? Out of character?
I mean, immortals and werewolves don't necessarily get along. They don't aren't in an all-out war, and as long as werewolves keep to themselves and don't make themselves known in human society, they usually get along just fine.
You should be okay. People might be mean to you, but if they are, I will give them a talking to.
Oh, I'll
Yeah,
give them a
me
call,
too.
I can at least handle them.
E3.
I'll punch an immortal for you.
Oh, I'll punch one. Don't worry.
Punch that together.
Loretta,
Let's
you
not
have
be
a immortal.
I was gonna say, is Billy gonna be there?
Oh, Percy!
I don't know. Sounds like we need a drama bar full up.
Come on. Loretta wants to see her way ahead.
So,
Fill up that drama bar.
fill up that drama bar. Loretta needs some loving.
Loretta.
All right,
Loretta's
so
going away.
let's get. There's, it doesn't take a lot. Like, this place, Elizabeth, better than almost you do Willow Mist. So you conjure up a portal, and you guys are able to walk through and land right outside of Chiron Academy. Do you want to tell us about Chiron Academy?
I didn't do a lot of reading on what it looks like.
That's okay. I was going to pull what the book said, but it's very, very short. It is one of the, hang on, let me actually do that. I'm looking for it, but I'm not. This is why we have a table of contents, Dot. Here, let me just flip through this, and I'm such an Ashley. I would actually be Ashley if I played this game.
Elizabeth, keep the spell up for Jess.
Yeah, here we go. 102.
Okay.
102.
So you
All right.
your chaperone.
I am your chaperone. I am the adult here now.
Okay, Chiron Academy. So some things to note.
We should make up a chart about so we can decide who gets to be the adult each time.
One adult each time. All right, so things to note. This location and land looks similar because it is in Crete. You've literally been here to some degree, or at least nearby.
The video game.
The banners that are up are purple and gold, seem to be their school colors, which means you guys don't match. And they have a interesting design, very different than yours. There is a Titan helmet. Kind of this side view of it with the large, like, you know, bouffant, feathery piece on top. There are 2 lightning bolts that are behind it. And a small arch shape, kind of dark purple arch shape at the top, has a half moon and a key in the design. Let's see, I wonder if I can turn it around. I probably can't. Wait. Yes, I can. Right? There. Alright.
The half moon and key are on the Will-O-Mist crest.
They all have them. That's what makes them academies.
Okay.
That's what marks them as an academy.
Elizabeth uses her change clothes to change it to Chiron Academy school colors, but she keeps the Willow-Mist crest.
Nice. You guys blend now, yeah.
Do that.
It's a relatively small school. It's got even maybe less students than Willow-Mist, so it's very private. Very, very classy. White marble. It looks like it came right out of one of those video games. As you guys just got caught in.
This is too classy for us.
Yeah. Do you know who runs the school, Elizabeth?
Elizabeth would know.
You would know that the school is run by Alexander the Great, the greatest and oldest living immortal. And it is run like a military academy. As you guys see, 2 sets of students, boys and girls, in 2 lines as they kind of, in step, march across the very green lawn of the school, directly towards all of you.
I wave.
They do not wave back as they are in a formation to some degree, but there are a couple familiar faces, and a couple of them, like, lean out of line just to, like, get a good look at you, Elizabeth, because it's been a few months. You were here last year, not this year. And some people kind of, like quietly wave as if not to be seen, breaking the state. But you would know where the library is. It's inside the main campus building, no problem.
Okay. But we need to let the visiting office know we're here.
You would have to go straight through and check in for sure.
We're gonna follow your lead.
Okay, so everybody try to stay together and sort of in formation. And Jess, you should be in front.
Okay, just tell me which way.
Okay. Well, we go in through that door and maybe look back at us. And if we are in a sloppy formation, you could criticize that formation.
Oh, this is going to be fun. As you guys walk in the door, this is not like a, normal school check-in desk, as Percy may expect from mundane schools. No, in the doorway stands a very chiseled man. He wears tights and a tunic. He does not look like Alexander the Great. He looks more like some kind of medieval scout or ranger. His bow is in his hand, and he stands in this very militaristic stance, legs apart. And as you enter, he says, "Halt! My name is Robin of Locksley. And what are you doing here?"
You just hear Jess, like, under her, like, oh my god.
Elizabeth immediately salutes.
Oh, Percy salutes. After Elizabeth.
He goes, "Ma'am," looking right at older Jess. "What brings you to our great Academy of Learning? Are these new immortals?"
No, we're from Willow-Mist. I'm Miss Hannah. Nice to meet you.
Willow-Mist?
Sent by Aurora Mist. These girls have some research they need to do.
That's a super deception. Let's get... How do I want to make you roll this? What does Just have for... Do you have any kind of skills that you can add to just a base roll, which we'll get here in a second?
Technically,
No.
nothing we said was untrue.
Not...
Aurora Mist did not send you.
True.
She would have.
We got tested authority.
Okay, roll a social. That's what this is.
You got a +1 because you're standing next to Raven.
And you get a +1. And you guys are in the right colors, and Elizabeth greeted in an appropriate way, so we're not gonna, it's not a total at a loss. I'm lowering the difficulty level of this.
Jess is just enjoying being the adult for once.
Loretta's gonna start
Giving her power that maybe she...
Shouldn't have given her that power.
Alright, let's get that social roll from you. Oh, okay, a 6. That's not too bad. He kind of looks you up and down and he says, 'Tis unusual to see so many witches from one school here. Are you on a field trip?
A research trip?
Well, you are destined to be impressed. The school of Chiron Academy trains only the best of the best immortals. Strong, hearty students, well-learned, and know their way around a sword.
What's the sport here? By
Sport?
the way? Yes.
The only sport we know is battle. He holds the bow like near his chest as he says it, and he says, "Now come. Shall I escort you?"
Go ahead.
Yes, dinner.
Oh, yes, please.
And where's your field trip to? What are you viewing today? Is it the great combat arena? Ooh, maybe it's our archery range. Oh, no, you're definitely here to see the observation deck.
Oh, Elizabeth, tell them. Why are we here?
We are here to observe your amazing library on monsters and other such creatures because, well, everybody knows that you have the best information and knowledge on such matters.
You wish to speak to the great wizard. This is a valued reason to come to Chiron Academy. He kind of like waves his hand, and as he does so, each of you get like a visitor's pass, like on your shirt. And he says, "This way," and he kind of leads you to the end of a T hallway and points to the right. You see this long, beautiful hallway leads down a corridor to a set of large stone doors. Elizabeth, this is of course the library. You would also know that the Great Wizard has been caught in a curse. He has been trapped as an owl for quite a long time, and he is the librarian here, the ancient owl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just to let you all know, the librarian is an owl. Don't make it weird.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Loretta pulls out a Tootsie
Does-
Roll Pop out of her bag.
Does the Great Wizard talk?
Yes, of course, the Great Wizard talks.
Okay.
Try to not ruffle his feathers.
This is a funny joke.
Loretta just unwraps the Tootsie Roll Pop and just starts licking it.
Yeah, and he kind of salutes as he says, "I must go back to my post. Enjoy your visit. Oh, your passes last for 1 hour. After that, they will expire, and you will be kicked out of the school.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Do not thank me. Thank the great headmaster."
Great.
Yeah, and he had notes that Elizabeth knows what's going on, and he turns in this very militaristic way and like marches down the hallway, bow still in hand, his very tight tights. Lots of tight tights and man booty. You guys don't see that very often. We're at Willow Mist. And he marches back with his very short tunic to his post at the front to greet people.
Okay, so quickly, right?
Yes.
We only have
Yes.
an hour?
He was really cute though.
Yeah, I know.
Is everybody here like this? Like,
What?
so
I got my Tootsie Roll Pop stuck to my sweater.
That was just, Robin Hood.
yeah, that's
talk
not
about that
weird.
later.
That's not weird at all.
No, it's not. He's always been there.
He's one of the he teaches the archery class.
Yeah.
He teaches archery,
Yeah, I know. I watched the cartoon.
We
with
should,
Robin
Cartoon?
Hood.
we should
There's
come
a
here and
fox.
field trips more often.
Okay, let's get to in this library.
Let's go.
Classes seem to be in order. As you guys pass down this hallway, you can see some of the classroom spaces. They are very different than Willow Mist. This is not the school that you're used to. Where you go to school, there are desks and things. These classrooms seem to be... Some of them seem to have desks as if they're learning spaces, but the majority of them have soft mats on the floor, or the walls are padded, or there are dummies, like combat dummies in some of them. There is even one chamber that seems to be like an armory that has like weapons all over the walls. This is not the school that you know. But you guys quickly...
Elizabeth is telling them what each room is as they walk by. Like,
Nice.
That's where we learn wrestling. That's swordsmanship.
Oh, this school seems fun. This school seems really fun. Look at all
It's
this.
terrifying.
You see that some of the dummies look kind of like creatures. Like one of them, like it's more like a scarecrow, but is clearly meant to look like a werewolf. One of them's meant to look like another one. Like they clearly, I wouldn't say brainwash, but they embed monster and monster hate culture into some of the classes here, depending probably on the professor.
Yeah.
Look, Jess, it's a scale wolf.
I wrote a
Oh,
lot of letters
that's-
to that class's teacher and did not appreciate
That's
any
not-
of them.
That's not right.
It's cute.
No, it's not.
Florida,
I
no.
agree.
No.
Nope. No,
Okay.
again, it's not just werewolves. There are other creatures as well.
She
You
just
can
like,
see
she
them, but-
actually kind of like looks at the world. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's a little too familiar. And you guys finish and make it no problem to the doors of the library. The stone scrapes across the floor as you enter, and it is amazing. This is not like your library. Most of these are not books; they're scrolls, old pieces of parchment. They sit in these like this slatted bookshelf, stacked and rolled. Maybe the Library of Alexandria.
Okay.
Elizabeth looks for a little bell to ring.
There is definitely a little bell to ring.
She goes over and stands on her tippy toes and rings it.
Yeah, you ring it. It takes a second. You see that there's actually some kind of bird perch right near the entrance. It takes a minute, and then you hear the soft swooping of wings as a beautiful owl comes in. Beautiful.
He's so pretty.
He's so pretty. Oh, thanks for the bits. Thanks, Power Square. And the library actually has some students in it. A few students sit at tables. They're writing, trying to study.
Any that I know?
There are definitely, you know the majority of the faces you've seen. I will leave it up to you in terms of how well you know. There were probably some students in your year, but, Loretta,
Oh.
your sexy boyfriend, he's studying, kind of, he's gnawing on a pencil, actually.
Did Billy tell me what his favorite food was last time? I'm pretty sure he did.
Oh, Billy's basic. Billy's favorite food is, like, pork chops and gravy or something.
I can't really do that.
Basic.
Elizabeth points at Billy and says, "Hey, look, it's my old roommate."
Oh my god.
Loretta turns bright red.
I'll just go to like.
Isn't that Billy from the diner?
Oh, it's Billy.
He's like,
Loretta just kind of.
No, you should definitely go talk to him.
I,
We can take care of the research. You go talk to him.
this owl, big old owl, swoops in. It takes all of you by surprise. The weight of its wings in the air just like hits you in the face. And it stares at you with these giant eyes. Its head turns around sideways to look at you.
Elizabeth salutes and says, "Hello, sir. We are here to do research on Gorgons and find if there are any known Gorgons around as part of research for our our extracurricular activities."
It leans in really close. You realize how large it is. Its head is as big as yours. This is not a normal-sized owl. It leans down and stares Elizabeth deep in the eyes. This is pretty normal for you, Elizabeth. You know that this is how it does its thing. And then it looks at all of your badges. Who are you to come to my library and ask for such valued information?
Well, we know each other already. I am
Who are you? He looks right at Elizabeth.
of the family Detas.
Ooh, his feathers kind of like fluff and furl. He says, "Oh,
I'm sure you know my father."
its head turns like an unnatural, like spin around. He goes, "Yes, your father. I am not to allow witches into the archives. Elizabeth Detas, you request something very private."
Yes, I'm sorry to intrude, sir, but it is very important. If there's any sort of way we can work out this situation, I would be happy to work with you to find a mutually beneficial arrangement that does not violate any rules and is all.
Elizabeth's gonna start wandering off over the building.
Yeah, you like wander backwards. The owl has not noticed you as he continues to talk, and he says, "Some say the most valuable thing in the world is knowledge. Do you agree?"
Oh, I fully agree. Knowledge is one of the most important things, probably the most important thing in all of existence, because without knowledge we could barely do anything.
His neck extends far from his body. He says, "Then offer me new knowledge, equivalent to that of what you request."
Elizabeth opens her bag and immediately takes out like 8 copies of various papers she's written and holds them out and like, are any of these good?
He uses his beak to like flip through them, his eyes like scanning the page. This is research. Good research. But not the same. Unique. Special. Something that only you have.
Elizabeth conjures up a copy of her mother's recipe for chicken and dumplings.
Your character's name
No,
is
you're Loretta.
You're Loretta, she's Elizabeth.
Sorry, Loretta. Yeah, sorry.
Loretta conjures it up.
Spoonerism.
At his feet, and he looks at all 4 of the papers that you've handed, and then these new recipe cards, he says, "Whew." Kind of feathers ruffle, says, This is what about you? And you? And you? And he looks at the other 3 of you who have not offered anything.
Percy steps forward, and she doesn't really have anything to give, but she looks at the owl and she goes, "You can trap a person's essence in cyberspace."
And his wings like, who does this?
Raven steps forward.
Bad people do
Says,
What's
"We
Raven
should
say?
not say the name of those who do."
Who? Now that each of you are kind of entering his space, I would say, you're communicating with him, he notices not just your visitor badge, but now below it, your Hex Scout badge. Who? Special witches. And you? Adult? He looks at Jess.
She's acting as our chaperone.
Yes.
Does she offer any knowledge?
She has her bag, so she just like, I guess whatever she has in there, she has a just like a manga with her. Just like this.
Ooh.
I donated the book.
And it flips through this manga and goes, "Oh, I feel things reading this." And he says, "And you, Jinx, what do you offer to my library?"
Well, sometimes the best way to help is just being there.
You do not offer knowledge, but wisdom. And he kind of like pecks you on the head in like an approving way. This is worthy. Come. He grabs all of this stack, 4 papers, a mango recipe cards. You can tell, like, he's scribbled something. He took a claw while he was writing and dipped it in ink and, like, added Percy's note. He grabs it all with his, like, talons as he kind of flies off down a back hallway away from the larger group of students who are studying. Loretta, would you like to stay with them, or would you like to go talk to Billy?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, the struggle.
Elizabeth says, we should probably bring my old roommate with us. He probably knows. He probably can remind me on where things are.
Jess will kind of like go up to Elizabeth and kind of whisper, it's like, he was her date for the Yule Cotillion. Yes.
So?
Loretta's like,
I don't see how
Billy.
that's a problem. She goes over to Billy. Like,
If anything, that's another
leans
reason.
on the table across from him. It's like, hey.
You sit down and he, like, opens his arm wide and welcoming, and he, like, puts his hand out for you guys to do, like, your secret handshake, your roommate handshake. You guys, like, handshake it up, no problem. And he pulls you close. He's like, I've missed you. What are you doing here?
Oh, we're here to find special information.
Oh.
They're my roommates.
He looks over and he gasps, jaw dropped as he sees Loretta. These are your roommates?
Yeah. Even the older one, I don't tell anyone, but I used magic to make her older so she could be a chaperone.
Hey, Billy. How's it going?
You don't understand, Elizabeth. I know them.
Well, you mentioned that they know you, so I thought you could help us.
He, like, leans over kind of nervous into Elizabeth's ear and he goes, you know that trouble follows them, right?
I have been trying so hard to keep them out of trouble. You don't even know.
That's quite a job. And he does stand. He, like, pushes his chair back. You can see Loretta. He's grown. He's a teen boy. His muscles are beginning to fill out. He had some sweat marks where he's been kind of sweaty trying to pretend to study. He still wears his sleeves rolled up, like old 50s style, and the cuffs of his pants. But his pants are much tighter now. They were not that tight last summer. Ooh. And he waddles over.
it's magic dance.
Magic pants. And he comes over and he simply kind of stares you in the eyes. He takes your hand, he brings it up, he kisses it, and he says, Loretta?
Billy, it's been a while.
That it has. Are you are you still sorry, you're still working at the diner?
Actually lately I've been doing a lot of studying.
No! He's clearly, his voice, like, changed still, like, just a little bit. He's very nervous.
But I know that Lou was asking if you were going to come back next summer.
I mean, I want to, but my dad says I have to stay here. You know what? He kind of reaches up and just touches your cheek very gingerly. Let's, I don't really want to talk about it. What can I'm helping, Elizabeth. I want to help.
Okay, let's go. Follow the owl.
And he puts his arm out for Loretta to hook.
And Billy, those
takes
dragon fighting classes have really helped fill you out.
Yeah, you know, I've been lifting. I do arms twice a week. But I don't only do legs once because, you know, you don't want them too beefy. They don't really fit in my pants very well. Kind of looks down.
You see Jess is like looking at Laurel and just like smiling. It's like
He's like super awkward.
You could always buy new pants.
I feel like Percy has definitely like linked arms with Jess and Raven, and they are like a giggle squad together.
Yeah,
like this is the funniest thing they have seen in a while.
Yeah, Elizabeth
They
is
are-
obviously leading the way.
Absolutely loving this.
They wait for Loretta and Billy to follow Elizabeth, and then follow behind like a little peanut gallery.
The other
like,
people
it's like adult and two like just giggling after this.
Yeah, and we're whispering to each other, of course.
Yeah, of course. The other students here that sit at the table kind of whisper and lean over. You begin to notice it is definitely true that the majority, you'd say 95% of this place is male. Very similar to the way that you would find many of the witch schools to be 95% female. And you guys kind of lead off a couple of the guys whisper. You're all very pretty. You have nice uniforms on. You have shiny vests. And definitely Billy taking arms with Loretta added an air of teenage sexual tension to the room. And as you guys kind of wander off, whispers between you and between them, Elizabeth, you lead the way, knowing that he's going to the back archives. The farther back you go, the older the items are. Your father being who he is, you'd also know that this library doesn't just house, like, written knowledge, that it also holds a few artifacts and some important things of this nature. But those are tip-top secret and held behind a very large vault. The owl is already waiting. It sits atop one of the kind of medium-height bookshelves. It seems, you can hear its, like, toe, like, tapping, as if it's been waiting on all of you. And he says, who is this? And he looks at Billy.
You know Billy.
Powerful. Come. And being an actual student of Chiron, I guess, gives you access to this area. And you watch as he slides, it's almost like a covered bookshelf. He slides a panel back. And behind this panel, I would say, are no more than about 20 or 25 scrolls. Monster Archive. Ancient history. He kind of looks down. Gorgon. And he puts his beak in there and he grabs a very large scroll that he brings out and sets on a table. You have 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And it flies off as somebody else dings a bell up at the front, needing the Great Wizard's help.
Okay, we all ready?
I briefly lean into Elizabeth and whisper, "Can you stop time again?"
Yep.
Oh, yes.
And she stops time.
There are no rules here against using magic because this is an immortal school. And sure enough,
That 1 hour time limit.
1 hour forever.
forever, yeah, you guys stop time. All of you, except for Billy. Billy seems very confused. He kind of even hugs Loretta's arm just a little nervous. He's not used to this kind of thing.
Billy, a magic.
Right. He kind of bangs his head. I forgot. I forgot. Right. Witches. Right. You can tell he's kind of nervous. Like, what are you guys researching?
Gorgons.
Yep.
His eyes get giant. His mouth falls open. You don't.
A very long story, but we've got plenty of time, don't we? Or I guess stop time.
We have a lot of time, right, Loretta?
Well, do I need to do the time and space lecture again?
We have more time than we had before, but not infinite time.
How about if you girls start
Because
researching?
if we
I'll
had
get you
infinite
caught up.
time, space would start to collapse.
Yeah, time will have to start soon.
How much do we want him to know?
Billy, how much do you want to know?
He kind of is sweating. Can I just watch?
That's fine. It sounds safer anyways. We should really start reading.
Probably right.
Yeah.
He goes, Loretta, you're not in trouble again. Last time I came with you somewhere, things happened. I had to draw a sword, Loretta.
We're probably not in trouble.
He looks at
Have to
Elizabeth.
draw a sword.
It's something that we're trying to handle.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to help?
Yeah, here, let me do this. And he kind of rolls the large scroll out and holds it for you guys, because obviously, like, you're gonna have to hold the ends. And he's like, the least I can do is manual labor. So he, like, rolls the scroll out and holds it in place for you. He goes,
He sort of, like, pops up right in front of him, like, between his arms and, like, leans over and starts reading like they've done this before.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Siblings, basically. And you begin reading. Some of it is in an ancient language. Some of it, yeah.
I have a Babel ring. It lets me understand languages.
Oh, damn! Yeah!
You written as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're basically reading some kind of ancient Sumerian or Etruscan. You're not really sure.
Cool.
But as you read through it, it is about Gorgons, and it tells the true history of the 3 Gorgons. The siblings, the 3 of them. You can see at the bottom, it has all 3 of their names written. Medusa is scratched out. as if marked off the list, you could say. And it gives
that one was killed, Elizabeth says, pointing.
Yes. And then it gives you the name of another one, Urel, Euryale, Urel, also scratched off. The last remaining name on this ancient document is Stheno, Stheno, Stheno. This would be the oldest of the Gorgons, and more importantly, the last living one.
Okay, so this is the last living one. Do we know where she is, or will we have to divine her for me to teleport us to her?
You kind of read further down the scroll, right? As you read through each one. The last known physical location of Stheno is unknown, but her purpose is not. Stheno is known for being brass. She turns people to brass, not to stone. She has the usual sharp fangs, hair may have venomous stakes, blah, 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 blah. But the last known physical sighting of her was the, as per this ancient document, the last sighting of her was when they locked Akanida away. It is said that she guards the gate to the realm where Akanida is stored and is sleeping. She is the warrior that keeps her and others out. She's known for this, and she's known for her bumbleberries. She has a green thumb, and her snakes raise the most potent bumbleberries in all of the witch world. Because it is whispered, it is said that her bumbleberries have magic properties, and that they are somehow important to the key to opening the door.
Well, we don't want to open the door, but we're going to have to definitely give her a talking to.
Does anyone feel like this might be a trap?
Oh, most certainly.
Yeah, it's definitely a trap.
Yep.
At least it makes sense why the bumbleberry bun was such a big deal.
Yeah.
But they won't expect us to have an immortal with us, she says, and punches Billy's arm.
Elizabeth, can I talk to you?
Okay.
I don't really feel comfortable going to fight a Gorgon. I have finals tomorrow.
Oh. Oh yeah, the final schedule, I forgot about that.
But I have something for you.
Ooh. What is it?
He's like, it's in the dorm. Okay, stay here. Don't go anywhere.
I could just teleport us.
He goes, right. What is good is running anyways. And he goes, okay, to our old dorm. I've got something in the trunk I think you'll want.
Okay.
Is this just
Elizabeth's
Elizabeth and Billy?
He's kind of talking out loud. He's not necessarily trying to keep it a secret.
Oh no, when you teleport, because...
Oh.
Billy, we can watch you run later, but we do have very little time.
He goes, no, this one's, this is important. He holds your hands very gingerly as if he tries to explain himself. Loretta, I can't come with you.
No.
So, I want to make sure you're safe, and I trust Elizabeth. But I want to give her something that is gonna help.
Okay.
Elizabeth climbs on Billy's back and she says, we keep the rooms clean, but we can't get the smell out. So if you don't want to go, I understand.
Oh no, we definitely want to go.
No, we definitely
I
want to
don't have my phone, guys. I'm so mad I don't have my phone.
Okay. And she teleports them all.
Oh.
You guys are inside of a boys' dorm room. It smells like socks and human
Jess is
crevices.
not happy. Jess is extra
It's
not
very
happy.
potent to you, Jess.
Mm-mm.
It smells like just dirty gym socks, and he's like, it's messy. Clothes everywhere. Things falling out of hampers. Nothing is straight. You don't know the last time that they cleaned this place. They're not witches. They don't get to magically clean things, and they have no fairy godmother.
Yeah,
Lily, you stopped cleaning your room.
I got busy. But I have plans. Saturday, I got like an hour set aside between studying. I'm gonna clean this place. Don't
Billy,
you
we
fret.
all know you're lying.
I'm not lying. I have plans to clean this place.
No, I know that. You're not gonna clean that.
He goes, just 1 sec. And he runs over to his trunk and he pops the trunk open. It is full. Everything that's on the top kind of tumbles out the side. He tries to catch a few things. Some very mundane items like a catcher's mitt and a baseball and some other stuff. Just like dude stuff. I don't know what dude's keeping a trunk, but I do know that in this trunk, when he digs to the bottom, he pulls out a sword. A short sword. It gleams and it glows almost in it, and how shiny it is. He gets, you take this, and he hands it over to Elizabeth.
And I gently, gingerly take it.
And he goes, this is a good sword. I made that myself.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, I took this extracurricular this year to learn how to blacksmith or whatever. So I thought, well, I don't know. I just made it, and then everybody made fun of me because it was really pretty and stuff. And so I decided to just keep it hidden. But then, you're here now, and maybe you could use it. And it is very beautiful. It's got like a gold encrusted hand. The hilt of it seems to be a little bit more dainty than you would expect, and it's very light. The blade is made of some kind of folded metal. You can see kind of the design in it where the metal has been folded multiple times. He's like, very strong, ideal for killing monsters.
Elizabeth, do you know how to use a sword?
Yeah, of course. She draws the sword.
Oh.
She did go to Chiron Academy.
Yeah, I don't know if Percy actually realizes.
Put that together.
What is happening?
It's all like all the wires, and you're like, whoa, there's so much here we don't know. And he goes, yeah, so. Oh!
That's amazing, Billy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, he goes, yeah.
He gives him a big hug.
He hugs you back, and he pats you really nicely. And Loretta, I have I don't actually have anything for you, but I want to give you something because he's so awkward. He's like, so I have this, and he pulls out his bandana that he keeps in his back pocket. It matches the school colors. It's gold and purple. And he's like, so I just thought maybe you could just hang on to it, and then when I see you again, you could give it back. It'll be like a. And he kind of digs his foot. It's like a trade or something.
Billy, I want to give you something too.
Oh, really?
She conjures up another little retro television.
Aw!
Like on his nightstand.
Oh, a little tiny one!
So, if you just tap this 3 times, it should... I have one at home, and maybe we can talk to each other?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can, okay.
Yeah, it'll let me know, and I can...
So tap it 5 times?
3 times.
3 times. Tap it 3
Yes.
times. Tap it 3 times. Okay.
As 5 is right out, but unless 2 is not enough, unless...
It's not enough. So 3
So
times.
3 times.
Okay. Right.
Yes. And,
Very confused by all the numbers.
Let me know.
Oh, no.
It should let me know so I can just scry to you, and maybe we can talk.
Right. Cool. Okay. You hear a bell in the hallway ring, and he goes, crap! I have to go. It's, the day before finals.
Really quick, while all of that was happening, Raven looked around to see if there was any, trophy or statue or anything like that in the room.
Oh, definitely. You can tell that whoever their other 2 roommates are, they all seem to be very good at what they do. So there's definitely some trophies around. Probably trophies that hint at combat or some kind of championship that they've won.
So if there's a figurine on it, she is going to wave her wand, and it's going to animate and start cleaning his room.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love this so
Did he
much.
Did he
No.
close the trunk at all?
Of course not.
Okay, Jess is gonna make a disgusted face and just kind of reach in there and just pull out this old pizza box. Like,
yep. Yeah, you like pull
old.
it. Yeah, it's really
really
old.
don't want to put your hand in there. That's
God, my boy,
this is really old. This is for his own good. It's been here for a while.
So
This is for his own good. Just
so the little figurine, like you can see it. It takes him a second. Like one foot kind of sticks to the trophy, as to like break it free. It like breaks free, and it walks over and it kind of taps a few of the other figurines, and 2 or 3 of these little gold men. He has no idea this is going on. He's oblivious. He's staring at his new toy, and these little.
Well, this is like as soon as she got into the room, saw the mess, and then she's like, "Okay, I'm just gonna." Here.
Yeah.
So as they were talking, like little gold men were just starting to pick things up behind them.
yeah, because Jess has been making like faces the entire time.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just very So these little gold men have been moving about as you guys have been talking. Like I said, he's none the wiser as they're making beds, collecting underwear, piling some things to the side. They are under the bed, like pushing stuff out. There are random socks and shoes and dust bunnies. One of them seems to be wrestling some kind of bug that it's found under there as well, maybe like a cockroach or something. It stabs it through with its little plasticky bronze sword that it had in its hand because it was clearly like a championship. This is all going on behind the scenes as all of you have your kind of moment. And he runs, leaving you actually standing in his dorm room, Elizabeth's old dorm room.
Yeah, and Prince Vex has immediately started flying around the room to like various little hidey nooks, and each time has like come back with like another piece of like something shiny, like a necklace or a ring, or like a bit of beach glass.
And you hear the sounds of footsteps, these squeaky shoes kind of running down the hallway.
Loretta sticks her head out the door to just kind of watch him run.
It's actually not him. As you stick your head out, you're almost smashed into by a kind of short, kind of androgynous human, older. It kind of bumps into you, Loretta, and he goes, oh my gosh, I am so sorry, but I am in a real hurry. You notice on his shoes he has little wings. And he goes, I've got a delivery for a what is this here? Oh, yeah, a Percy. A Percy? Is there a Percy here?
Oh, that's me! And Percy rushes to the door.
He says, great, delivery for you, and I've got another delivery for a Hex Scouts.
Oh,
That's
that's us.
He holds up another letter and a small box.
Oh, thank you. And Percy kind of grabs it with her thing.
And he goes, great, gotta go, and he like, and then runs off as Ares has just delivered via witch's mail to you. Percy has a box, and there's just like this little, envelope that has some kind of note in it. It does have the seal of Willow Mist on it.
Wouldn't that be Hermes?
I'm sorry, Hermes. I said Ares, didn't I? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here. And Percy hands the letter to Elizabeth and digs immediately into her box.
That was Hermes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys just seem very surprised by all the
Seems like a
other
very
immortals.
nice step.
Yeah, but Hermes delivers mail sometimes.
So why were you surprised at the other immortals?
Well, I hadn't met the others.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
He's well known at least for delivering important packages. This is not like just general witch's mail. If this is coming to you this way, it's important and needed to be delivered today. The other great thing is that he can pass through time, as well as locations very quickly. So there's none of the like bureaucracy of Witches World Council mail delivery, which doesn't always arrive when or how it's supposed to. Percy.
Yes.
Your box.
Yes.
You notice that it is not from an address that you know, but it does seem to have some kind of symbol on it. And when you pop the box open, it has 2 things in it. Make sure it's just 2. I'm sorry, it has 3 things in it. Okay? First things first. There is some kind of bizarre, it looks like it came out of like a 1960s science fiction tool. It's about the size of an average remote, but it looks like this. Actually, I'll just show you guys.
Okay.
It's called a witch's widget.
Ah.
Okay?
Ooh.
You pop the witch's widget out, And it does require computer use to use. It looks like some kind of chrome black pen, and the top side is a small digital readout that shows a variety of colors, to a witch who knows their meaning, can be translated into information on another witch and her magic or spell in use. So it's basically like a scanner of some kind. It detects magic and can tell you more about the kind of magic.
Cool.
Yes. You also see what you think is a cell phone. You like pull it out, you pop it open, and it's a little too square. But you know what this is because it's a really great tool for use. It's known as the Monster Dex. And the Monster Dex, this is the top of the line Monster Dex 2.0. It's like a small handheld palm device with a screen and a small keyboard. And it is an encyclopedia of monsters and magical people.
Ooh.
Nice. Oh my god.
This is equivalent to having a cryptozoology rank of 4. Or a +4 cryptozoology if you use it to search. Last but certainly not least, you find it at the bottom of the box. Your breath was held. There it is. Your new glorious cell phone.
Yes.
This is top of the line. This is a celestial cell. It looks like a very sleek, mundane, flip-style phone. Lots of bright colors, patterns, the works. It can connect to any cell phone in any service anywhere on Earth, and in most pocket dimensions. The phone can alter color once a day. The phone battery lasts 48 hours and can be recharged with your magic.
Percy, she like looks at the widget. She's like, okay, that's cool. The monster deck. She's like, oh, this is going to be so helpful now. And then she finds the cell phone, and you just hear like a little bit of a squeal from her. She's like, oh, I was trying to get Mom to buy
your phone?
Yes, I was trying to get Mom to get me this model, but she said we couldn't get it yet because it had just come out.
That's so cool. Oh my god.
This is so great.
So lucky. Oh my god.
Okay. At the bottom is a small note. You find it. It's not much of a note, because what it actually is a Polaroid. Your 3 little technocrat friends, your 3 little techno-witch friends, have taken a Polaroid. He looks very grumpy about it. The other ones, it's like very much a selfie, and it's kind of ironic that they took it on a Polaroid, which is the whole idea. And they've written a note on the back that says, Aurora mistold us that you were without your tech. This is unacceptable. And they've all signed it. So they sent you new stuff.
Oh.
You guys are cyber friends. Sent it to me.
That's so cool.
She holds up the picture for them to see.
Fun stuff.
Does he always look like that? It's just like, it's a...
Yeah, I think he's just
Really old.
Yeah, he looks like he smelled a bad fart. And you guys
He's
are
a
kind
grumpy old man.
He's a grumpy old man. You're left standing here, and you realize your name badges are beginning to fade. Your visitor passes. They're beginning to get kind of translucent. They're not fading very quickly, but they're a lot more transparent than they were when you got here.
Okay, we don't have that much time left. Do we go back to school, or do you guys want to go to my dad's house?
Yes.
Yeah, your dad's
Yes.
house sounds cool.
We're
Why
already...
would we go back to school? Why
We're
would
already out.
we go for
Because
that?
classes.
Elizabeth,
But my dad's really smart and really strong.
Let's go to your dad's house and read the letter and figure out what we're doing next.
Yes.
Okay. Loretta puts away the sword that she was trying to use to open the letter with.
Way too big.
We're slowly getting
But,
to
did
Elizabeth.
you-
Like, she's fine with cutting class now.
Did you open the letter? Do you want to read it now, or would you like to wait till you get there?
I think she would teleport the group to her
Okay.
dad's house before opening it, but
Yeah.
it would be like outside on the stairs up to the mansion.
Okay, you guys have been teleported outside a mansion. What does the mansion look like, Elizabeth, just for our general knowledge?
Oh, it's like, it's mostly made of red brick, but it's way larger than it has any business being, and there's about like a couple acres of garden and woods behind us.
It's
And
impressive.
you can tell that there's a lot more grounds than you can see. The building is sort of towering up above us with a very intricate Gothic facade in the front of it, and a large doorway that looks like it was made to possibly allow small giants in.
Probably also very true. Make sure I got all this. So you guys stand on the line. You open the letter. It is definitely from Aurora Mist, or at least from the school itself. But it is written in Ashley's handwriting. It seems very hurried, her writing. You know that she always dots her I's with a heart or a star, and there are none of those on these. So, it says, my dearest Hex Scouts, Aurora Mist was not in. She said she had important business to attend to, related to the package that you delivered. But I secretly snuck through her personal files, and I found the location of the Gorgon.
Oh, we're corrupting Ashley too.
Actually,
Yeah.
it's been for us.
Oh.
She snuck in.
Well, I guess it was nice to see school again.
I can call her.
I enjoyed seeing your school.
Elizabeth checks the back of the note to see if the location is on the back.
It's funny, actually, it's not, but you see something really interesting. Like, as you flip it over and the sunlight pierces through the paper, you realize it's very thin. And as the sun pierces through, there's almost like an invisible inlaid map. Some kind of strange coded thing. And as you hold it up to the sun, you can see it significantly more clear, as if the silhouette of it appears. Ashley seems to have hidden this information as if it is extremely important and not for all eyes.
We have a map.
She's smarter than she looks.
Devious.
Yeah. I really underestimated Ashley.
It seems to be written in coordinates, Elizabeth, only ones that you would be able to read. It seems to be time and space coordinates, which are way different.
Coordinates. This is super exciting, guys. Time and space coordinates.
So, I have a question. What do we do when we get there? Are we talking to the Gorgon? Are we gonna have to fight her? We should probably just tell her to stop.
Are we gonna have to like blindfold ourselves? Is that what
I hope we don't have to fight the Gorgon, because I mean they don't like Echinida, so hopefully they'll help us.
Well,
But maybe we should ask my dad what to do.
Yeah.
maybe I remember from the stories that you can block their gaze with a mirror, and Loretta tries conjuring up a kind of big sort of shield-looking thing, or at least looks kind of very much like Hollywood.
But that'll turn their gaze on them, and we don't want that because we can't talk to them anymore.
Oh.
It will keep you safe, but it will also turn the Gorgon to stone or brass or whatever their material of choice is.
Maybe it's...
I think they wear polarized lenses and contacts to keep their stuff from affecting others. I don't know if that would work if we wore them.
Polarized, maybe? And she just kind of conjures a window into it that has polarized glass. Will this work?
Maybe?
I vote for lunch and talking to your dad, and then we make a plan.
Okay.
Let's tour of your house, Elizabeth.
I mean, it's not that
Oh,
it's not that fancy or anything.
A butler opens the door.
Oh wow.
Somebody opens the door and
Hello.
says, Mr. Tass, you have been missed.
I've missed home. These are my friends from school. They're also my roommates, and we were hoping to talk to my dad.
Oh, well, your father is at an important business meeting, but you're welcome to come in. I have tea and crumpets.
Thank you.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's quickly, in the foyer. And he kind of gestures as you guys walk into Elizabeth's house for tea and crumpets. And
Elizabeth makes sure to wipe her shoes real good.
this is
That's the thing of like taking off her shoes before.
Yeah, the butler of course sorts them and straightens them as you guys sit gingerly in this foyer waiting for Elizabeth's father. And that is where we will end tonight's episode.
Yes.
That was so good.
That is not at all how I expected tonight to go, but it was hella fun.
Billy's a wreck.
Billy. Oh,
Poor Billy. He's all
Billy.
hormones.
Oh,
Yeah,
my boyfriend's so disgusting.
I mean,
Beautiful,
that's
but
every
disgusting.
teenager.
I'm so sad I got my cell phone after, so Percy totally would have been recording your really awkward gift exchange if she had had her phone. Because that was So good.
Super.
Okay.
I mean, what he doesn't know is that the television is not magic. It's just she's basically gonna scry like using that handkerchief.
You need to tell Billy how to use that TV.
It's
Poor
all right.
Billy.
He can tap it 16 times and she'll know.
She'll know. Poor guy's. He's got to figure it out. Not everything comes easy to Billy, but swinging a sword does. All right, let's go around. We hopped right into story tonight, so we'll go around and let you guys introduce yourself, tell us where we can find you online, and next week is the finale of this season. Finale. So if you're not planning on being here next week, you might want to be, because there are a lot of loose ends right now that are happening, and we learned a tidbit of important information tonight, that there may in fact be a mole, a kind of break in the Coven of 13, those who manage the Witches' World Council. No. All right, so let's go around. Let's start with Tiffany.
Hello, I am Tiffany. I was playing Percy Rosewood, who's our cybermancy and elementalism witch. She's very excited to have her cell phone back. You can find me on the podcast North by Northwest with Dot. I am a GM and player for the show, so you can hear my voice weekly. And Dot's voice every other week. You can also follow my sewing and cosplay and nerdiness at RTS Cosplay on all the social medias. It's Rattle the Stars Cosplay. And I thankfully just moved. So I got internet in time for you all.
Just in time.
Just in time.
Nice.
That's me.
Very cool. And Shauna?
Hey, I'm Shauna, Flying Jess on Twitter. I play Jess Hana, the protection witch / sweet little werewolf girl.
Oh,
who
sweet
is
werewolf
unlike
girl.
most of my other characters in my many streams that I play. Most of them are either just hot messes, so that's something. So yeah, the newest one is on Greyhawk channel on Thursdays at 8 o'clock. It's Starlight Society, where I play a tiefling that just like is a feral garbage person. So it's just
Goals. Straight goals.
And speaking of art, if you check out the Discord, I posted the designs for the stickers that we're going to be doing for the giveaway. So
yeah, this will be the live giveaway. It'll be in a set with a PDF download of the Witch Girl Adventure game, the PDF for the handbook. So yeah, be prepared for that for next week, on top of another giveaway that's going to include recipe cards made by Gluttonous Geek. I'm going to let her tell you about this when we get to when we get there. Yeah? Moving right along. That takes us over to Eris. Oh, no. There you
Hi. Sorry, I was muted for everybody's sanity. Hi, I'm Eris Savad. I was playing Raven tonight. And the Perky Jinx, who, you know, she really, one day, she will roll high enough to actually get her broom off the ground with no trouble. Eventually.
we'll make that happen. Sure.
But it's so fun watching her try.
She's persistent. There's nothing else. You can find me on Twitter at Eris_Savad. I do a bunch of stuff like hula hooping, and I make dice bags and dice trays, like this one that I made that's actually going to be in the giveaway as well.
Super custom. This will be in the Twitter giveaway, which is still running.
Yes. It is actually a patchwork, my first patchwork job ever, by the way. I made this today on stream. You can go to my Twitter or my Twitch and watch me make it, by the way.
You can. Actually, to link direct to that, if you guys scroll below, you'll find that there's a new little widget that I've installed that has Witch Girls on it. It links to each of their Twitch channels.
Awesome.
Direct.
But this was actually picked out by our witches for our girls. So, yeah. One lucky person gets this. It's one of a kind.
It's gonna be amazing. All right, Catherine.
Yes, I am Catherine Barsonistis. I run the Gluttonous Geek, and I'm playing Loretta Maytree, the Conjuration and Divination Witch. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at gluttonous_geek, or here on Twitch at the Gluttonous Geek. I run a weekly tabletop and Dungeons and Dragons themed cooking show called Munchies and Minis. That's going to be Wednesday night, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. This past week's 52-week of D&D challenge. The word was, oh God, what was the word? Right, it was prophetic. Didn't see that coming. And I made some smoked mushrooms for that. This week, this week the challenge word is good. So I'm making a dish from the upper plains.
Nice.
I'm calling it Legion Air Trifle. So that's going to be tomorrow evening. But yeah, I'm having a blast so far with this game, and
I'm so glad you got to see Billy. That was not in the plan for this season.
Oh God, I feel so awkward around him myself. It's like,
our teenage angst is so high.
Yes, just, oh man.
Love it. I love it so
much. She got to, first time she's ever been in a boy's bedroom.
I feel like that's true for quite a few of you, except for maybe Elizabeth.
I think that's why we were all like, yes, we're going. Never been in a boys' room before.
Percy probably has, but she was more in it to watch the drama.
I love it. That. And speaking of drama, Elizabeth and Kika.
I'm Kika. You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/KikaVO, which is the best place to keep track of what I'm doing because I'm on a whole bunch of different shows. 5 a week now, which is a bit overwhelming, but yeah, honestly, I just figured that Elizabeth would probably be kind of homesick for not only her own school, but also her home, so I took any excuse I had to bring us to Chiron Academy.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing. And it was the right place, too. Like, where better to do your research on monsters?
Yeah.
Like, you guys could have gone back to the web, or you could have gone to the library at Willow Mist, but, like, this would have been the place. And who better to guard the great Library of Alexandria than Alexander the Great? Technically connected, but not really, so, you know, whatever. And for the record, the book actually says Alexander the Great and Robin Hood work there. It actually says that. I did not make that up.
Oh, God.
I loved it so much.
Yeah.
I was walking through man candy heaven.
Man, oh man. Well, definitely go check each of these girls out. I have dropped, you can see there is the link to their Twitter accounts, and like I said, you can scroll below to the, use your words, Chelsea, to the little widget below to look at all of their character stats, as well as link directly to their Twitch pages. So very cool little thing. That's all new and stuff. And I'm Dot. Thank you all for being here tonight for the Dot Lot to watch us in our penultimate episode of Witch Girl Adventures. Next week is our finale. I am a DM and a digital storyteller. I tell stories all over the interwebs and digital realm, I guess you could say, both as a podcaster with North by Northwest on this channel here and all over, including Unmade Gaming's channel and Roll For It's channel. So lots of places you can check me out. The best way to do that is just follow me on social media. There are links below, but here's some more for you there in chat. And I want to give a quick shout out today to some bits that came through for Roll the Roll and Power Score RPG. Thank you guys so much for those bits today and keeping us on our toes and reminding us that people are watching our awkward teenage angst. I am so excited to announce that we will have a second season of Witch Girl Adventures. It will be coming sometime this fall. We'll have more information of when that is and how that is happening. But you can get involved in helping make that a reality, actually, by joining the Patreon. You can join for as little as $2 a month. And the Patreon gets to make votes on the next things that are coming to the channel. And more importantly, your dollars help me pay this incredible cast. Like, what a better use of dollars. I don't really know if there are any, except for coffee. There is no better use for dollars except for coffee.
Pay us so we can get coffee.
There you go. Or feed our cats.
Yeah.
We gotta feed our cats.
My cat.
So think of it more like a cat fund.
Cat fund.
It's a cat fund. Or birds. I have crows, yeah. So it's our pet fund, really. But I do want to say thank you. Thank you. The giveaways, the Twitter one will be running through the next game. So you only have one more week to get entered, and you'll have to be here live to be entered into the finale, which should be interesting. Real interesting. But I have one more announcement to make. I'm going to leave it here for you. I have not made it public yet, so this is all brand new information, but I am excited to say during the month of July, leading up to Gen Con, we will be playing a mini campaign of Scum and Villainy. Here on the channel, the Patreon has voted, and that is what they would like to see, so we're going to be doing some sci-fi heisting up and in here. I will be using 3 things as inspiration for that campaign. I will be announcing cast over the next couple weeks for that, but I'm very excited. I'll be using 3 heavily pieces of sci-fi. Firefly, duh. Stargate SG-1, duh. And Farscape. Duh. So those are my big inspirations for this. More than likely it'll be kind of my own brewed sci-fi world versus trying to set it in something, but I'm super duper excited. So that'll run for 4 weeks, get us up to Gen Con, and then after Gen Con we'll be back to witching it out. But until then, be ethical, and don't do anything Billy wouldn't do.
Oh, Billy.
Billy, our heart and soul. Don't do anything Billy wouldn't do.
Sweet Billy.
So don't learn to read.
Don't
or
play your room.
Until next week. Bye, guys.